exercise, but you'll have to give a good set of steps first to show the horse that you've asked for forward motion before you pull them up into the wall. And it's the same thing after a wall. Give them a few good seconds, like 10 to 20 seconds of rest when they have done a really good stop and they've listened to you. If she didn't do a really good stop and she kept stepping, then I would bring her into a back up. And every time she gave me one of those lazy stops, I would bring her back into a back up and then send her off. Straight after the back up, I'd send her off into a forward motion. I wouldn't give her rest. So I'll just say that again. If we're teaching a horse that doesn't know how to stop well, that was a nice, she left her head down as well, which was nice. But if she didn't do a good stop, which means she would have stepped after I said wall, so it could have been any more than one step afterwards, then I would have held the head. So I would have drawn my reins back even more, so that the head would be in a position where she couldn't actually go forward anymore. I'd hold the pressure until she took a step back. Then I would release the head for a second or two, then I'd ask her for a walk. And the walk would then, we'd get back to square one again. So it's like a clean slate, you don't hold any grudges, don't think about her being a bad stopper, just think this is the routine of, or this is the exercise of teaching her to be a good stopper. And she will learn the next time to stop well and listen. And I can release the reins as soon as I've asked for a stop. I can relax, I can fiddle around and she's not going to take any more steps, which is good. Give her those few seconds to relax and chill and realise that she did really well. And then we get back to it. So the departure, the horse that doesn't do a good departure, which sometimes Winnie is going to be affected by because of one of her weaknesses, is because she loves to stop. To ask her to go, we have to do this whole stop-go exercise many times. And if she doesn't want to go forward, meaning she's super sticky and I can't get her to go forward, the best option is to disengage the hindquarters. So you would flex and then tap and go around in a circle. And then straight after we straighten her up, two legs on and send her forward. And then that would be that little reprimand to say, if we don't want to go forward as soon as I've asked you, then we're going to have to do something very uncomfortable. It's going to be much easier if you just depart off nicely in a straight line. There was two more steps that she didn't quite hear, so I'm just going to step her back, good girl, and then off we go. A nice little tip too is when you are starting this whole process I'm in a very small area, by the way, because I've got the camera set up just looking in this area, so I am on purposely staying in a very small area, but I would set up some stopping bays that she gets used to you stopping at. Obviously don't choose the gate if she loves the gate. We stop where she doesn't want to stop, and we find a few of those around the place. It just might be an awkward in the middle of the arena stop. It's not at a gate or anything like that, or it might be the opposite to the gate where she's like, oh, that's the furthest away of the gate, I really hate this spot. So we choose sort of multiple areas where I can go, right, there's a stopping bay, there's a stopping bay. She won't know it, there's a stopping bay, but she'll get to know it. And she will start looking forward to getting to those spots, and she will give you fast stops. So that's when you give her more release, more relaxation each time that she gets faster and faster. Nice departure. And how you refine these departures is you think of the pressures that you're offering. The pressure could be the voice, which is the softest pressure. The next pressure could be my body position in the saddle. So in a departure is my body position slightly rolls forward on my pelvis. We don't want the legs moving or anything like that. I'm just slightly rolling forward so she can feel the change of my bottom bones were in the saddle as a neutral position, just sitting, and then all of a sudden I roll off my bottom bones slightly. So there's that second softest pressure. And then the heaviest pressure is the niggle in the belly with the heels or the squeeze of the calves. So you can choose how many pressures you're creating around with your legs, because obviously people have got spurs on, so that would be the ultimate pressure. And to refine this is we kind of start testing her and saying, well, I wonder if I wall her here at her favourite spot, or give her a few seconds. I wonder if I don't put feet pressure on and I just give her my body language and my voice. Remember the two softest pressures. Good girl. So my legs were already active. They weren't floppy and not ready for her riding. They basically then just sat there but sort of semi-hugged the horse, and she got my body language, roll forward, and a voice control. While I'm talking here, I'm actually giving her leg cues because she wants to pause and I'm talking. Good girl.